What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So in this video we're talking about a clone that was quite impressive to me. I'm surprised at how accurate it is. It's a clone of a clone in many ways. What it's cloning, I know I'm saying clone a lot, is a twist on Baccarat Rouge 540. That being Mancera's Instant Crush. While not quite a clone, some would call it a clone, but it's more inspired by. It's more floral, sweet take on Baccarat Rouge 540. Well, Paris Corner made their version in their Emir line, and it's called Super Crush. And it's fantastic. I want to talk to you guys about it, so stay tuned. So before we jump into the review, I did want to let you guys know that Aroma Concepts did send this over my way, though it has absolutely no bearings on my thoughts on the fragrance. I wanted to let you know that it was sent out to me. Thank you so much, Aroma Concepts, for sending it my way so I was able to spend some time with it so I could bring this review to the channel. So let's get into it. So I don't have the boxes anymore. I threw out the boxes on my move, but we can take a look at the bottle. So similar bottle to Emir Cedrat Essence, their Mancera Cedrat Boisé clone has this metal plaque, says Emir Super Crush, has this glittered gradients to it, thick base glass. You have some information on the sticker on the bottom, extrait de parfum, very thick cap, has the Emir logo on top, does hold into place. Like I said, metal, plastic, epoxy, a lot of fillings and such going on. You have Paris Corner on top of the atomizer, and it is a pretty good atomizer. Puts out well. Let's talk about this scent. So I'll have the notes on the screen for you guys. So in its most simplistic form, there's spices, there's a little bit of saffron, there's florals, there's this burnt sugar smell, there's vanilla, there's musk. That's the biggest thing. You get the burnt sugar smell from Baccarat Rouge 540. That's the tie-in to that DNA. Actually, I have it on my hand. A lot of amber wood smell, warm wood smell, synthetic but powerful, very powerful, white floral smell, sweet burnt sugar. That's as simple as it gets. It's not, all these complex notes and aromas and multiple accords and layers. That's pretty much it. You're going to get burnt sugar, white florals, warm ambery wood, and some vanillic sweetness. It comes down to that. I'm making it sound very simple because in many ways it is a pretty simple fragrance. It doesn't drastically change. Obviously, it gets more ambery and woody as it dries down. The florals will tone down, but the sweetness kind of stays the whole time. You have some rose, you have some jasmine, things like that. Variety, but it's more so this white floral smell. The jasmine is definitely the dominant floral note here with this fragrance. It does lean feminine. Ladies, you're absolutely going to enjoy this one. Guys that like florals, this is one of the best to make you stand out in a crowd because it has the power, which we'll talk about performance in a bit, to separate you, as well as kind of a more unique smell for a gentleman to wear. There's elegance, there's class to this fragrance. Not the most casual thing in the world, not the best warm weather fragrance, but indoors, events, cooler weather, things like that, evenings, dressier occasions, this can be a statement maker for guys. It absolutely can. It's marketed as unisex with a feminine lean. Got tongue twisted. Very feminine leaning, but not so feminine that I would call it straight up a girly scent, though some guys may say that are used to the more traditional fougères and stuff like that. Yeah, this is going to be too feminine for them. But for the modern man that likes florals like myself, rose, iris, jasmine, things like that, you're probably going to be able to appreciate this. It's floral, it's sweet, it's, again, that burnt sugar, musky, sweet spice, the way the saffron comes across, just so well done. It is quite accurate to what it's cloning. So this is a twist. This is a clone of said twist, but for the money, because this is like $80 to $100 from discounters, this is around $40, and it's pretty much spot on. Now, in regards to performance, this is very important to a lot of people. It's a beast. That's the word people like to hear, right? Beast. It is a beast. 10 to 12 hours solid, easily. You could really just call it 12 plus, but I'm going to safely put in the 10 to 12 hour range. Safely in the 10 to 12 hour range. Think about that. Projection is on the heavy side. First 2 hours, pretty potent 2 to 3 hour range, really. It's strong. And then the sillage it settles into is on the more moderate side, where it's pretty heavy. It's a dense sillage. Moderate is actually a pretty dense sillage, where you will get constant reminders. You will smell yourself. The majority of the time it's on your skin, you're going to smell it not really rapidly at first. Rapidly. It's going to be nonstop. And then as it calms down more and more, let's say about halfway through the half-life of the fragrance, let's call it 5 to 6 hour range, you're still going to get nice, pretty thick whiffs of it here and there, but it's not going to be annoying nonstop smell, because you will go a little anosmic to it, a little nose blind. Your sense of smell will wear out a bit to it, but those around you will be able to smell you very easily. So across the board, this stuff, it's a straight up beast. Final thoughts on Paris Corner's Emir Super Crush, Mancera Instant Crush Clone. I think it's a great fragrance. Just like I did with Cedrat Essence, I'm a fan. I believe they have a red tobacco clone as well I need to check out, because we're 2 for 2 so far with this particular line in the Emir line, these essence fragrances, I guess you could call them, because Super Crush, Cedrat Essence was a great, slightly more fresh and musky take on Cedrat Boisé, whereas this is much more close to what it's cloning. This is less inspired by, more clone of, and I think it's great. I think it's an 8 out of 10 fragrance overall. I think they did a phenomenal job, and if you're on a budget and don't want to spend instant crush money, which isn't super expensive, it's on the more affordable side of niche for sure, but it's still not the most affordable when it comes to Mancera. Again, $80 to $100 is still a lot of money for a lot of people. I totally get that. But for less than half of that, you can get pretty much the exact same fragrance. The quality is not really much of a difference here in quality, because they use synthetics just like they use synthetics. It's not like this is full of naturals. So it's pretty much what and what. If you have this, you don't need this. If you have this, you don't need this. If you're deciding which to buy and you're budget conscious, maybe this is all you need, because it's an 8 out of 10. Well, that's my thoughts and feelings on Paris Corner's Emir Super Crush. And until next time, do me a real quick favor. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. I do appreciate all the feedback, and I love hearing from you guys. Once again, thank you, Aroma Concepts, for sending this my way. I've had it for a little while. Finally got around to doing a review. I've had it for a few months at this point. Finally got around to spending some more time with it, and it is impressive, I have to say. It's one of the better clones that you wouldn't expect a clone of Instant Crush. At least I wouldn't have. I would not have, and they certainly did a phenomenal job, in my opinion. I think it's very well composed. I mean, it's at the end of the day, it's cloned. It's a clone. I get it, and some people are totally against that, but there's a lot of people that are here for it, and if you're looking for a great clone, 8 out of 10 great, of Mancera Instant Crush, then they got you covered. And until next time, I will say, if you get your hands on Super Crush from Paris Corner and you give it a spray now, you might end up thanking me later. Have a good one, guys.